Hello, welcome to this week's Musings. I hope life is treating you well. This week the cards are all about new beginnings and taking that leap of faith and getting really excited and having a childlike curiosity. So I hope that they speak to you. Before I begin with the cards, a few thank yous. Thank you to everybody who has been taking part in Shannon's Reiki case studies. The sessions are going down an absolute treat. So the case study program is pretty much full, but she still has space in her diary for ordinary Reiki sessions. I had one with her on Wednesday last week, and it was just absolutely stunning. I know I'm biased because she's my daughter and all the rest of it, but honestly, one of the best Reiki sessions I've ever personally had. And I know that from speaking to other people who've been with her and some of the reviews that have come in, she's doing exceptionally well. So if you haven't already booked with her, please do get that booked. Other things coming up, we're halfway through August, obviously. As we head into September and October, the various events will be starting again. The tarot classes, I have a question mark hanging over these tarot classes, and I'm just going to be blatantly honest with you. If there's not enough interest, they'll simply not run. That's just how it is, because obviously I have to hire a venue and have costs and things associated with it. So it may be that perhaps it's not right this time round for people for whatever reason. I appreciate due to the various increases in cost of living right now, people are holding on a little bit more to their money, and I can't say I blame you. So what I'm going to do as a backup for that is I am currently in the process of revamping and refreshing the online tarot offerings so that there are better courses for you to choose from, and I'm going to upgrade the existing one. So anybody who's on the existing course will get that upgraded, but also I'll be adding some new offerings to the tarot courses online. So hopefully that'll help to be more cost effective for those of you who want to learn the tarot but who maybe don't want to actually or can't afford to attend the live in-person classes. What else do I need to tell you? Reiki class in September is fully booked. Thank you very much. The level 1 in November is the last level 1 for this year, and it's half full. So again, if Reiki is something that you want to learn, get on board with that. I'm also in the process of adding in some additional value to these courses. So I'm really excited to unveil that for you, and that'll be coming really soon. So I think that's all the announcements I have for you. There's a level 2 Reiki class in October. Space is still on that. So again, if you've done your level 1 already and you're thinking of moving to level 2, do get that one booked. That's the last one for this year as well. So where are we? Ace of Cups was the first card that came up. Let's have a look at this card. So the Ace of Cups, for those watching, you can see the card. For those listening to the pod, the Ace of Cups shows a big golden cup, chalice type thing coming out of the sky on a hand, a big white hand that's coming out of a cloud. There is a dove diving down into the cup. There are 5 streams of water flowing from the cup with lots of sprinkles of water down into a vast ocean with lotus flowers on the bottom. Lots of blues, whites, and then the greens and reds at the bottom of the lotus flowers. The cup itself representing your subconscious self, your authentic self, your inner self. The 5 streams that are coming down out of the cup are your 5 senses. And then the vast ocean at the bottom is all about your human spirit awakening with the blossoms, the big hand coming out of the sky as you being aware of your spirituality. So there's lots of different symbolism in this card. Aces are typical of new beginnings and invitations to accept a new path. So with the Ace of Cups, it's all about compassion and love and creativity and spirituality pouring out through you. So the invitation is to accept that and to be your true creative and authentic self, to open your heart, to be who you came here to be. It's all about love. For me, when I was pulling these 3 cards, the first card I asked that it would be the focus that, what should we be focusing on at the moment? What should be the primary focus? And for me, this card is saying really focus on that wealth of spirituality, intuition, and love within you, that compassion, that kindness that's within you. And for me, that really symbolizes the Reiki aspects and elements. And as I said earlier, I'm working towards a brand new sort of program of support for students that's available for people who take the classes, so that you're not just going to a class and then left with no way of interacting, because I'm aware that not everybody can come to do the one-to-one mentoring. I simply don't have the space in the diary, and not everybody wants private one-to-one mentoring. However, there will be some aspects there where you might want to have some community and extra support and Reiki shares and things like that. So for me, this card really resonated because Reiki is love. Reiki is all about tapping into that beautiful energy that the universe is made of, because that's what it is. So for me, the focus for me has to be Reiki, and has to be taking myself down that path wholeheartedly, as I do anyway. But for you, perhaps maybe it's saying this is the perfect time for you to open your heart, the perfect time for you to tap into your creativity, being more loving in your connections with people, being more open to seeing the creative opportunities and spiritual opportunities all around you. This card does appear in tarot readings whenever you're wanting to let your true self shine through in what it is you're doing every day. When you want to express your authentic self. Whenever you say, I am, the I, who is the I? That self underneath it all, that's what this card represents. Perhaps it's about seeing fresh potential in things that you've already been doing, or shifting your perspective slightly and seeing how you can do things better or more creatively. Maybe how you can work smarter instead of harder. Can sometimes represent a new beginning in a relationship, or perhaps a new friendship or partnership in some shape or fashion, where the two of you can wholeheartedly be yourself and generate then a new pathway together. This card indicates that it's really about focusing your energy on, giving rather than taking, of being, making the most of any opportunity you have where you can help others, but also looking after your own inner self. What is it that makes you tick? Are you going to accept the challenge to be more creative? Are you going to accept the challenge? What is it you really want to do? Do you want to go and take that art class? Do it. Do you want to go and learn how to salsa? Go and do it. Do you want, what is it you want to do that's going to help you express yourself? Do you want to learn the tarot? Go and do it. Do you want to learn how to do healing energy, work with healing energy and clear auras? Or do you what is it that makes you tick? What is it? Then go and do it. Accept the challenge, go and do it. So this is what this card's all about. And I think the focus very much is about expressing yourself honestly with an open heart, because an open heart is so much stronger than a closed one. Second card that came up then is the Fool. So the Fool is all about unlimited potential. It's numbered 0 in the major arcana, because for anyone who knows tarot cards, the major arcana consists of 22 cards, and the Fool is ever present on his journey through those 22. He is numbered 0, with the rest then 1 to 21. The Fool's journey is like a metaphor for life, for all the trials and tribulations. And when you learn how to read the cards, you can see yourself at all the different sort of major pivot points in life. So the Fool here, for those looking at the video, you can obviously see the card. For those listening, I'll just give a quick description. Is a young man standing on a cliff in quite a flamboyant outfit. Lots of yellows in this Radiant Rider-Waite card, with the big sunshine behind him. He's standing on the precipice of a cliff, about to step off. He's got a white rose in one hand. He's wearing yellow sort of stockings and boots with a blue and yellow and lots of colours, green and red. Little white tunic on underneath. He's got a laurel wreath around his head. He's got a little knapsack that he's carrying on a pole with just minimalistic belongings in it, but it has everything he needs. And there's a little white dog yapping at his feet. Mountains in the background. All of these things are different aspects of symbolism that we can look at. So he's about to skip off this cliff into the unknown. He's completely oblivious to the fact that there's, potential danger. He doesn't care. He's excited. This is new potential excitement. The challenges in the form of the mountains are behind him at this moment in time, so he's unaware of them. He's not looking at them. He's gazing up, almost looking wistfully into the universe. The white rose representing sort of purity and innocence, and then the wee dog representing sort of loyalty and purity as well, and protection, charging forward, getting excited, this childlike opportunities and potential. So are you standing at the precipice? When I drew these cards, this card was to symbolize what's going on underneath the surface, in the subconscious perhaps. So subconsciously you're ready for this new beginning. You have perhaps been planning for it for a while. You've been perhaps making some plans in the background, but now is the time, very much with the Ace of Cups indicating a new beginning, and now the Fool. It's a double whammy. If you have been waiting for a sign, this is it. Okay? Time is now. Take that leap of faith. You will never feel 100% ready. If you wait until all your little ducks are in a row and everything feels ready, you will never get there, because you will never actually take that step. Another thing about our human brain is that it really is designed for one thing only, and that is to keep us alive and keep us safe. Okay? So it's like a big computer program. When you say to yourself and ask yourself, should I do something? The answer will inevitably come from your brain and say no. Because at a primal level, your brain just wants you to survive, and change is scary. So if you do anything new, it's a potential that you'll not survive. So therefore the brain says no. Which is sometimes why you have this battle between head and heart. A better question to ask is, how can I take this next step? How can I insert whatever your project is? How can I grow my new business? How can I, get a better job? How can I improve my relationship? How can I care more deeply for my relatives? How can I ensure blah, 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 whatever it is? When you ask how, the brain goes, oh, I don't know, let me work that out for you. And it starts a process of trying to work out how you can do something. And then if you lean into not just the rational thoughts, but the deep intuitive thoughts and the spirituality that you have within you, and let the answers come to you, then you have an action plan. So this is a really good card to meditate on if you're struggling with direction and you're struggling with letting go of the fear, because the Fool invites you to play and have fun and to develop a sense of wondrous curiosity. Do you remember as a child how vivid your imagination was? And that you could do anything. You were so full of excitement and wonder. That's what this card asks you to do. Tap back into that curiosity, that childlike wonder, the acceptance that anything is possible if you just simply set your mind to it. So, you are a free spirit. You have a deep intuitive nature within you. Sometimes the answers may come to you then. If you ask the question, how can I? And then let that go. Watch for the answers to come to you. So it may be a teacher shows up with the exact course that you need. It may be that a friend mentions something that really helps you. It may be that you see an article online or in a book. You maybe hear something on the radio. You maybe have a dream that tells you what to do. Perhaps when you're sitting in meditation and quiet contemplation, the answers will come to you. So instead of saying, should I, ask, how can I? And watch how things change. And the final card that's come up this week is the Three of Wands. And I placed this card in the position of, right, okay, conscious action. So the first card was a sort of, what should we be focusing on? The second card was like, what's going on underneath the surface? And this one's like, what's happening at the surface that we need to now move on and take action on. And we got the Three of Wands. So for those watching, you can see the card in front of you here. For those listening, it's a very golden coloured card again, much like the Fool. There are three big wands planted in the ground with a man standing with green and red robes. He's standing on what looks like the top of a hill, looking out over a vast expanse of calm sea with 3 little ships in the distance and some little tiny mountains away in the distance. So this card speaks of, now you've put your plans in motion. You're kind of watching to see what's going on. So if you know anything about the tarot, and the way I teach tarot is that there's a progression of a story from ace through to 10 in each of the suits. In the suit of wands, what we have is in the 2 of wands, he's standing with just the 2 wands behind a big wall in his castle, so he's in place of safety. Whereas with the 3 of wands, he's emerged from that comfort zone. He's actually taken a step forward. So the advice in this card is to leave that comfort zone, take that step forward, and actually put your plans in motion. He's up high looking down. He's looking down at these boats that he's sent out, these plans that have been sent out into the world, and he's aware of the various challenges and pitfalls that may come, but also is looking for opportunities too. So it's a card to say to you, be aware of the potential challenges ahead and plan for them, but also be aware of the opportunities and grab them with both hands. Don't be afraid. Step out of your comfort zone. There are so many ways for you to broaden your horizons. You can study, you can travel, you can, do all the different things that you want to do, but you have to be brave enough to take the first step. So he's taken that step, and now he's seeing what comes of his plans. He's committed to staying the course. The 3 wands are lodged firmly in the ground, which signifies commitment to the path. Perhaps you need to step out of your comfort zone a little bit. Perhaps you maybe need to travel to somewhere new. Maybe it's time to actually put your travel plans into action. Perhaps it's time to maybe step out of the comfort zone and take that new role you were thinking about taking. Perhaps it's time to simply refresh things and look for new ways of doing things to bring fresh energy in. People often ask me why I continually refresh and change things. And the simple fact is, if you don't, things become stagnant and get stuck in a rut, and your life's the same. So every year I look through my course material and I try and upgrade it and change it. And that's what I'm doing with the online tarot course at the moment. That's what I'm going to be doing with the Reiki training program. Everything gets a refresh. And for those that are then involved in mentoring or in the group programs that I have, they will get upgraded programs too as we go. So it's important that you keep things fresh. It's important that you step out of your comfort zone and grab that new beginning, that opportunity that's presenting itself to you with an open heart, full of creativity, full of childlike wonder, and really excited for the opportunities that lie ahead. So that's what the cards have to say this week. Nice and uplifting, fresh new energy coming in, fresh newness if you are willing to take the leap of faith. The time is now. What are you waiting for? So as always, let me know if it resonated with you. Let me know what speaks to you this week. And again, if there's something holding you back, tell me what that is. What are your pain points? What's holding you? What's keeping you stuck? And what do you think you could potentially do about that to move forward? Ask yourself the question, how can I get unstuck? And then watch and listen for the guidance to come your way. I'll see you again next week.